everybody. It is Tuesday. How are you this Tuesday? Tell me about your Tuesday. What is happening in your world? What are you grateful for this Tuesday evening? I'm grateful to have you here. Another day on the right side of the grass, as my father would say. Grateful to have you all here. Tell me about your Tuesday. Hey, Adele and Dazzle are here. Great to have you here, Adele and Dazzle. Good to have you here. It's been a long day. I'm like, really? It's only Tuesday? It's only Tuesday. It's been a long day, but a good day. It's good. Things are good. I am excited for the day to be. That has been. Hey, Kitty's with us. How are you tonight, Kitty? Great to have you here. Well, as two cat people, you would understand. I've meant to ask you guys this the other day, or throw this out there. We had an employee. Hey, all right, Adele's getting the shot. Boom. Adele's getting the shot. We had an employee call in late the other day. I'm going to be late today because we had a litter box emergency. Not being a cat person, litter box emergency does sound bad, okay? But I don't understand if cats are so well behaved, what a litter box emergency is. Max goes out. I don't know this cat litter box emergency and why that makes you late to work. But that's me. What do I know about cats? I know how to say hi to Dazzle every night. That's my extent. I make Dazzle know it's treat time. I can have that effect on Max just by walking in with a Costco chicken. Have any tech issues? Cassandra posted the direct YouTube feed there, so you can hop on over there if Facebook decides to be late. Well, I thought it was a poor excuse, you'd have to know her a little bit, but she is a good worker. Time is not her thing, and most of the time it doesn't screw us up. But when we got that one, I just had to laugh. I just had to laugh. I don't know what a litter box emergency is. Yeah, you've had pets. You've had them all your life, Adele. So but that's because you train them well. You train your cats well. The daughter of a veterinarian. You train your cats well. I was just like, I don't know how that happens. For all I know, it was her boyfriend who had the litter box emergency. But I digress. She's also one that can't make it. She's supposed to be a music teacher. If there were music teacher classes in school, if schools allowed music in schools, I don't know. She's a good person. Hey, I'm grateful we're at the end of Tuesday, Kelly. I'm just like, why isn't it Wednesday yet? I thought it was, this day has been long. And it hasn't been, necessarily bad, but it's been long. And a squirt bottle was your friend. Ooh, you're tough. You're tough. If I allowed a squirt bottle in my house, they'd be squirting me. I don't know. It would be, I'm not sure quite what would happen with that. Probably nothing good. Well, I'm going to get started tonight because I'm on another late night and haven't done dinner yet. I didn't get dinner in yet, but hey, what the heck? We're all still here. Let's get started with the Good Morning, Good Night book. The Good Morning, Good Night book is how we get started. On page 40, good morning. Good morning. Wear sensible shoes as you kick down doors. Whoosh! Okay, that was a little bit too energetic for me. Let's see, what do I got going on here today? That goes in that pile. Glasses on. Another big retailer crossed the line from flattery into forgery. This time, the copied label finished on top. Social media users noticed that a logo embossed guest bag looked familiar, too familiar, to fans of Telfar and its continually sold out tote bags. In hours, an online chorus called for guests to discontinue its Telfar lookalike. And they all but copped to copying and said Signal Brands, which is Guess's handbag licensee, does not wish to create any impediments to Telfar's global success, and as such has independently decided to stop selling the G logo totes. The copycat will be pulled from retailers, including Macy's, Hudson Bays, and Dillard's. So, hey, Pat and the Peanut Gallery, Julie Jankowitz. So, again, the real thing is winning out. This is good stuff that people are recognizing when they infringe. I think that's a good thing. I think that is a really good thing. A fake, while I'm on fakes here, hang on a second here, a fake Louis Vuitton luxury bag operation in China worth $15.4 million was shut down, and police arrested almost 40 people. Now, this included one salesperson who actually worked for Louis Vuitton, who was giving the manufacturers of the fakes inside information and inside company stuff on products that weren't even available in China yet. So that was what started to turn people on to them. They were making things that it hadn't even been out in the Chinese market yet. And the bootleg bags were fetching, 3 to 500. 45 to 75. Well, everybody got a cut. There were a lot of middlemen in it, but insider trading, exactly. But they're going after this stuff, and you're never going to catch them all, but and there's plenty of them out there. There is plenty of them out there, and the quality of fakes is getting higher and higher. But these companies are going out there to protect their brand, and I'm okay with that. Okay, they should protect their brand. I am all for that. To make things easier, I like this. Hang on a second, that's got to go in my work file. I got too many files here today. eBay is making it easier. This is interesting because it is artificial intelligence to an extent that is coming to eBay, and it is a starting point. So you can see how they will use this same technology for other things like purses and such. But they are using scan-based listings they're coming out with this addition to their system where and it's starting with trading cards. So trading cards, that's still a thing. Okay, trading cards still hold value. Maybe not what they once did, but it's still a thing where you can scan them on your phone and it will populate all the details about the item for you and create listings on eBay. But that's coming, that's really headed down the road for what they will do. Think of what entropy does at the microscopic level with a purse. But, these images to find lookalikes and other things are coming. So, the fact that you can take a picture of it and have it populate all the information about it with a high level of accuracy is really kind of neat. Hey, Michelle is here. Welcome, Michelle. Great to have you here live. So that is really interesting, that the level of machine learning that's getting deployed, and the fact that a picture does it. I mean, Rebag is doing that with purses now, where they're doing it, but that's coming down to eBay and things. That you're going to see that, and maybe we'll see it in resale software before you know it, where you just take a picture. I want to sell this shirt. They take a picture of it. Common Bahama, blue. Looks like something Neil would like. Match it up with him. I don't know. But that is coming, and that technology is, the implementation of it is driving down. I mean, that is just headed down. I've covered before that the National Retail Federation, Congress is working on seller transparency for marketplaces to weed out fakes. Okay, and that you have to, that they're going through and they're actually trying to pass laws that deal with, you have to be able to identify who's selling this stuff. Okay, and the marketplaces need to do more to weed out fakes by identifying who is selling. Hey, Ann is with us tonight. Great to have you with us. Ann and Michelle, both in Virginia, joining us live tonight. So there is that push by Congress to make that happen. Groups like the National Retail Federation and others are for that. There are other groups that aren't for it. I know that is shocking information. Citing privacy concerns, online marketplaces, eBay, Etsy, Mercari, OfferUp, and Poshmark launched the Coalition to Protect America's Small Sellers. The Coalition to Protect America's Small Sellers. They're fighting for the little guy. Also known by the acronym PASS, the PASS Coalition, is opposing the bill aimed at curtailing sales of fake and stolen goods through online marketplaces. The coalition cites privacy concerns regarding the bill's disclosure requirements, and that it would be unfair to those selling used or secondhand items. Through a copy of the proposed legislation covers only high-volume sellers selling new or unused consumer products. This is the Inform Act that's working its way through Congress. And retailers support it, the National Retail Federation. Amazon has not commented on this, okay? And Amazon has been trying to do better, or at least having some highly publicized cases that we've covered here, where they are doing better at rooting out fraud. But, I think this legislation in the Inform Act has a decent chance of passing. I think what, the sellers are, the eBays and the like of the world know that there's a level of fraud. It's kind of like credit card fraud to them. The cost of it versus how much they make that goes undetected. They like how much they make. Credit card companies make it, fraud is easy in credit cards, and it is very easy to make happen. They'll, if your credit card number is stolen, they'll put the money right back, they'll refund your card right away. But there are lots of people that get hurt in that process, but you as the consumer don't. That's sort of how eBay is of the world, and Mercari and others are looking at the fraud that's on their platform. It's sort of how, with the influencers that we've talked about and all the fakes that some of the influencers are pushing. It's wrong, Yes, some good people. I mean, to eBay and Mercari's point and Poshmark's point, some good sellers will get caught up in this. I mean, that's just the nature of it. But we're going to hopefully catch up on more bad sellers. Hopefully, we'll catch more than bad. We've talked about the need for more warehouse space, as the pandemic has rolled on, and the needs for retail warehouse space, and, well, not retailers, but, marketplace warehouse, Amazons of the world, package companies, etc. Everybody needs more warehouse space. Now they're trying to rent offices and even space on golf courses for warehouses in some parts of the country, to get more last mile, get the packages closer to that last mile delivery. I don't know, in the middle of the 12th hole here. You got to get around that warehousing and those trucks with this shot. Okay, he's teeing up, and there goes an Amazon truck. Can he hit the Amazon truck? I don't know. I don't know where that really goes, but it is, what they're going for. Golf has been in a decline among younger people, so country clubs and stuff have been hurting. So, these companies are going after low-hanging fruit. Offices, some of them that haven't been used in a year, people are looking to get out of their leases or sublease. So any kind of big space is what warehousing companies are looking for. So it's just kind of interesting that what would have been considered prime office space or a prime golf course country club is now being looked at for warehouse development. So just kind of interesting there. From our friends tonight at the SBA, our friends in Ms. Guzman's office, Isabel, we've got a few updates here tonight. One, the SBA has updated most of their pages to reflect the new end date of the PPP of May 31st. See, I said it wrong. I just gave some of you a heart attack. They have extended the date to May 31st. There's currently, give or take, 75, 80 or so billion dollars left. It's been a slow trickle out, so that's not going to empty tomorrow. The biggest chance of emptying that money in any rapid succession would be if a proposal gains steam, okay, to allow Schedule C filers that to have their loans recalculated. There is people pushing for it, but there's not a lot of reception to that push at the SBA or in Congress. Okay, so there's not anybody that wants to make a rule to go back and do it, and an administrative rule, and there isn't the current appetite in Congress. While they sympathize with Schedule C filers, there's not a current push. The longer that money sits there, the more likely there will be a push. But right now, that's not rapidly running out the door. They have been working on forgiveness at the SBA as well. But again, forgiveness, I want you in your own case to figure out the employee retention tax credit and how that applies to your situation before applying for forgiveness if you can, because forgiveness locks you in to any options you may have with the employee retention tax credit. So by the numbers of 2020 PPP loans, there were 5.2 million of them in 2020. So far, 2.3 million have been forgiven, so less than half. Currently under review for forgiveness are 246,000, and 2.6 million applications from 2020 have not been received yet for forgiveness. Of the amounts that, so in 2020, there were $521 billion in PPPs given. So far, 195 billion of that has been forgiven. So just over 500 billion in loans given, just under 200 million so far forgiven. Of the amount of loans that were applied for forgiveness, just over $500 million had their forgiveness denied. Just over $500 million in loans of the 200 billion. So a very, very small percentage. And I'm not expecting anybody that's tuning in here to have theirs not forgiven. And there's currently another almost 90 billion of applications waiting for the SBA to approve. In 2021, they've done almost $212 million in PPP loans, $212 billion, excuse me, in PPP loans. The average loan, okay, just to give you some perspective here, hang on a second, and that's across, and that's over 3.5 million loans for that amount. The average loan amount is like $50,000. $59,000. The average loan amount is $59,000. 78% of the loans, okay, are under $50,000. 78% of the loans are under $50,000, which is awesome. Okay, I mean, that's really helping people. Hey, Lisa's with us. Great to have you here, Lisa. I love that America Samoa finally got some loans. America Samoa got 8 loans now. They're up to 8 on the count. Not 8 this week, not 8 during the PPP for a total of $75,000. 8 PPP loans. Guam's got 1,000 PPP loans. The Marshall Islands 386 PPP loans. I love looking at the small guys. The Virgin Islands got 727 PPP loans. California, I think, still leads the way. Yes, California has gotten 370,000 PPP loans for over $28 billion. 28 billion with a B. The next closest state, New York with almost 18 billion. And Texas was 16 billion. So California, New York, Texas, and then Florida. And then Florida's at 13 billion. Illinois, where lots of people tune in, has gotten almost 11 billion in PPP loans. I haven't directly covered, Michelle, how to pay back your idle. I can do something on that. It is not hard to pay back your idle if that is what you desire to do. It is, or pay back, what I've been advising in general, okay, is for many, unless things have been so rock solid and your cash finances are, your reserve funds are large, I have been advising to hang on to parts of the idle, okay? Because the pandemic, just newsflash here, is not over. The pandemic is not over. And so I've been advising people to still hang on to that as a insurance policy reserve or some portion of it. I have had people paying some of it back, and you can do that, and I can do a talk about that. Yeah, they had that's in New York is also in quantity of PPP loans, Kim. So Kim's surprised that New York was second, but it's quantity. The number I was giving, well, no, I was giving dollars. I wasn't giving quantity. I have quantity too. I have both. I have both. Let me just take a quick glance for quantity since you brought it up. California is number one in quantity by a long shot. So California has issued this time around $370,000 PPP loans this time around. The next closest state in quantity of loans is Texas at 276,000. So $100,000 less, 100,000 loans less. California has issued 100,000 more PPP loans than Texas. Florida is at 274,000. And then you drop to New York. So reverse order, New York is at 234,000 loans. And then Illinois at 220,000 basically. And then it drops off dramatically, the number of loans. After Illinois at 220,000 loans, next is Georgia at 150,000 loans. So, I mean, you go from 220,000 loans issued in Illinois to 145,000 in Georgia. And then the numbers keep on dropping. So, I mean, that is kind of interesting. Thanks for asking me to look at that, Kim. That was an as a numbers guy, that was an interesting look. Okay, I mean, I thought it was really funny when America Samoa showed up on the new report, but they finally got 8. The biggest lender is still Chase, followed by Bank of America. They're really close in number of loans. Chase has issued 132,000 loans, Bank of America at 130,000. But volume, Chase has got over 10 billion, while Bank of America has 8 billion. M&T Bank has issued the largest average loan at 125,000. So just some things. Also, demographically, women account for 1/3 of PPP loans, basically. Of stated gender, where gender was stated, they represent 1/3 of stated gender. 1/3 were male. 2/3 were male, and 1/3 were female, where gender was stated. But over half the loans, gender was not stated. So just things to keep in mind. A lot of the demographic information was not listed. And people skip that. So, but it's helping people. You know, ultimately, it's hey, crushing the glass ceilings, Michelle, crushing it. You ladies just didn't give it, because then you totally crush the men and crush their egos if they knew that 2/3 of the loans. You know, if you take your third plus the half of people that didn't say what gender they were, I bet you a lot of those are women. And I have no data to support that other than a hunch. So, it would crush the poor banker man's ego if they knew they had that many women's business. But I digress. The bottom line is it's helping people. Yes, I will add that to my list to cover. I got to talk about paying off your idle or paying down a portion of it. If, keeping in mind, you do not want to pay it off, because I have worked with a couple of people that wanted to pay it off, but they hadn't gotten the idle advance yet. And if you have not gotten the idle advance, you do not want to pay it completely off. You can pay it down, but don't pay it completely off. Is the key to that. You know what, folks? This video and everything that I talk about goes over to narts.org/resale strong by noon the next day. Noon, I tell you, everything's there. The files, the budget plan, the link to the YouTube channel. You're not alone running this store, where you can like, comment, subscribe, and yes, you can ring the bell so you know when a new one drops. You can also share it with everybody you know in business. Butcher, baker, candlestick maker so we can help everybody get across the finish line. Yes, you can. I am here every night at more 8 than ish live in the Nards private Facebook group. That's where you find me. But if you have a question in between, yes,